Oh, the candle's gone out. There we go. And the final touch. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's a bit more Christmassy, isn't it? Right, okay. As I say, honestly, I've been trying to light the candles for about the last 10 minutes, but for those who are a little bit worried that we haven't got ventilation in the shed, they've just been blowing out all the time. They're okay, but I've got 3 here. Only 1 survived. Right, okay. We're here now. I've moved closer to the fire, so I'm really toasty, apart from this little bit here in the window. But I just want to show you some of the things. When you look at Christmas decorations, the whole origin of having things inside at Christmas, people brought in stuff from the garden. They brought in stuff they had to hand. They didn't have a local whatever supermarket down the road where they just went and paid an extortionate amount for something that will probably get thrown in the bin afterwards and not great. So really, going back to that, I have been in all the rain this morning, going around my garden at home and the plot here, because things that you would not take notice of throughout the year, so things like your holly and your ivy, classic Christmas items. You know, you might not notice them throughout the year, but all of a sudden, this time of year, you notice a holly bush with berries on. I've only got one. I mean, I've got a huge holly bush there just outside the window that I'm looking at that's variegated. I might nip out and get some of that. But yeah, I've got the total sum of 3 berries at the moment, but make the most of that. But what I have got is the cotoneaster, or however you pronounce it, people pronounce it differently, which is absolutely full of berries at the minute. I've left loads, because obviously I planted it for the birds, but I've managed to get quite a bit of that to get the red and green. And then just around the back garden, I got bay. Look, you can see it's absolutely soaking. Mike couldn't believe what I was doing. So I got some bay, I got loads of bay. It smells beautiful. Again, a plant you wouldn't notice normally. I got some variegated ivy for a little bit of a difference, and I got what is beautiful about our ivy at the moment. This is not variegated, it's very, very standard, but it has these, can you see, these beautiful berries on, or the flowers turn to berries. If you have got a bit of ivy, try and leave a little bit of it, because not only do the bees and all the pollinators love the ivy flowers, but when they turn to berries, you will notice your ivy getting covered in pigeons. And although they're not everybody's favourite bird, it's nice to know that you're doing your bit. So out of all of these, surely we can make something. Oh, I got some dead hydrangea prunings as well, but I know some people might spray those gold. You know, if that floats your boat, brilliant. For me, I just like them looking a bit dead. They're just natural, you know, I quite like that. So I have got a lot of prunings. My next thing though, you will have seen probably lots of videos of people making beautiful wreaths. So I thought I would do something a little bit different, and I would show you how to make a festive basket. So for that, I've got to nip into the greenhouse, go out in this storm. Don't know if you can hear it. This might be, it's like that. Like the Wizard of Oz, this shed could completely take off at any minute, but at least it's warm. Yes, I'll pop out to the greenhouse and show you what I'm going to use. That's better. I've actually moved the lights because I don't know if you can see me. I don't know if you can see me now, but there we go. I'm here. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Right, okay, all I'm going to do, you're going to say, oh Jane, this isn't a festive decoration, but it is. Right, I've got my hanging basket. This is what I mean. I am using a hanging basket because I had one to hand. This time of year, they tend to be, unless you're very organised and you've planted up your strawberries and that sort of thing, they tend to be just sitting around waiting for springtime. So very often, and this is what I was hoping for today, they've still got the compost in. The ones I've got at home have still actually got the geraniums in, which clearly have gone by now. But if you've still got the compost in and you haven't tipped it out yet, brilliant. I sadly have tipped mine out, so what I'm going to have to do, just like you would do at any time of year, is just put a little bit of lining in. This isn't going to be, you know, it's not something that I'm expecting to thrive and live very well in here. That sounds awful, doesn't it? But I just want something here that I can anchor the plants into. So, a little bit of this, which is just the coir liner, which I'm just going to put on. That is just to hold the compost and bring it all up there. And then a little bit of compost, tuck it in so it's a bit neater. It really doesn't matter what this all looks like because it will all get hidden. No trowel, it's going to be hands on, it's wet. There's probably a few snails in here. Okay, but like I say, just because I'm better off tipping it in. I mean, really, you know what? You could even just do it with a bag of compost. You could just make holes in and stick things in it, because that's all we're going to do. But what I've got here, I've got enough there. Beauty is after Christmas, you can take everything out and use it again, and it's all ready for you for spring. But you see it all falling through the sides. That's not meant to happen. But when it does, you just patch it up. Okay, that's all I want. And all I'm going to do now is just start playing. This is the best bit. This is what it should be. It should be fun. It shouldn't be stressful. Playing with bits of greenery. And what I would do first, I would get my main bits of green in first. Okay, so we're building what I would call really a bit of a structure. I think the bay is probably better for this because it's going to be filling in. Don't throw anything away. You never know when you might need to tuck a bit of greenery. Can you hear that weather? Okay. Oh, the candle's gone out. There we go. Oh, who else would be in a shed in the middle of one of the biggest storms like a fool, all to make a festive basket? Okay, yeah, so I've got these big bits here. I mean, basically, you're just potting up stuff that you've just picked. So, right, okay, you can see already, I've got a huge bit of green. Those big bay branches have made a real impact already. Right, okay, round I come. I've got my red berries, but I'm not going to use them yet because I'm going to use those for highlights. Oh, it just looks like a bit of green prunings from here, which of course is what it is. Right, what I want to do is start covering this bit at the front. And can you see what I mean about the ivy, about these beautiful berries? Okay, so look, and if you take a big pruning like that, every time I look up, I can see the gate slamming over there. I hope that's not picking up on the microphone. Okay, and I'm gonna, usually when you do like a flower arrangement, you have stems, single stems, but with this, I've pretty much taken some big bits of branches. I can tuck that round to anchor it in, because this is going to have to go through all sorts of weathers. Let's use the frame of the basket to wind it round like that. Okay. You don't have to use a basket. You can use small pots into little table decorations. Again, you can get moss from pretty much anywhere now. You just put a bit of moss on anything. All the moss is there for, and in this case the compost is just to hold things in place. Right, is that going to go in, or is that going to, that's going to fall out? That's not anchored. Give it a wiggle. Okay, you could also use, if you had any, some of the florist's foam, which is what is used to anchor. Right, so can you see there, already there, you've got your beautiful ivy, you've got the greenery at the back by the bay. I'd like a taller bit in the middle, actually. I might swap that round. There, that's better. That's better. Right, okay, so what else have I got? I'm literally just going with what is coming out the trug. I think, you know what, I'm actually quite pleased with that. It's obviously, it's on, not going to stay on the bucket, it's on the bucket because it just helps to lift it while you're putting it together, but yeah, I really like it. So, okay, I've got loads of bits and pieces left over, and whereas I was just going to let you go just there, I just, in the window over there, I've got, or I had, just one of these old soil sieves. Now this belonged to the dad of a friend of mine who made it. It must have been, she said it must have been like the 1930s, I think. So it's quite old, and I just love the look of it. I mean, you know, it's not the best soil sieve, but it looks pretty. So I just thought another thing I could do with these, let me just see if it might not work. Oh look, there's my one bit of holly. Could do it with that. Let's get the big bays in again. Only with these ones, what I want to do is make sure I've just got a little bit of stem. Of course, bay leaves, you could keep these bits, couldn't you, and dry them. A little bit more stem. And I'm wondering if you could just poke them through. You get what I'm playing at? I've never ever done this before in my life. It may not work, it may fail miserably. Look, this ivy has got a much narrower stem, so with all the ivy that we've had, surely that's going to go through. Come on, ivy. Not light for the life of it, so it's starting to get a little bit spooky in here. But yes, just to show you with the extra pieces and with the hydrangeas that, again, were just prunings this morning, I have, can you see that? I have literally just pushed through quite a few bits through to the back where they're held quite strong. Sorry, you're on my microphone. Where they're held quite strong and everything else has been woven through. And I think if you put a hook up, you could hang that. Can you see that? You could hang it that way. You could hang it square on. It is completely up to you. And it hasn't cost you anything. And I just think that looks actually quite effective. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to pull that over there, and I hope that you might just be encouraged to just, instead of going straight to the shops, just have a little look at what's around you, a little bit something from here, a little bit something from there, because you really can make quite an impact with very, very little cost. So if I haven't been blown away by next week, I will see you again very, oh my goodness. I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.